Picking up where we left off last episode, Coach Blackman has had an extremely successful 5-year career so far to start. Like I mentioned last episode, we signed that 3-year contract at the beginning. As you can see, first year, 12-3. That was a crazy year too. That was a crazy year because if y'all remember, if you've been watching, or even if you haven't been watching, but for the ones that have been watching, y'all remember that year we really should have been like 13-2, but I had that 1 week that I accidentally simmed that week and we lost going into the conference championship, but still made it to the conference championship and we won. And we got like the second to last seed in the playoff. And we had that crazy game against Oregon in which we went to like 3 overtimes and we finally pulled it out. But then we lost in the next round. Then we had the next year where we went undefeated and then won the entire thing, winning our first national championship. Following season, 15-1, won the national championship. Next season after that, 15-1. Keep in mind, before that next season, that's when we signed that contract extension. Went 15-1 again. National championship, winning 3 straight, and then we just pulled off the 4th straight national championship after going undefeated for the second time. Coach Blackman has had a Nick Saban-like career, except for Nick Saban's never won 4 straight. We won 4 straight. You can't knock it. You can't knock it at all. Taking a look one last time at these career stats by these guys. Again, Paris Meeks holding the record for receiving yards for a career with 6,261 yards. Willingham finishing his career with 3,255 yards and 37 TDs. Cush is next up. And a couple other guys are next up. You got Marcelin finishing his career with 89.5 sacks. Hardy with 64. And remember, Hardy was a transfer. If we'd had Hardy the entire career, he might have ended up having a career like Marcelin. Gogan's finishing with 23 picks. Lawrence Johnson with 11. The 2 dynamic playmakers at corner. I can't wait to see who's next up. They got some big shoes to fill. As far as being a playmaker in this secondary is concerned, because those 2 definitely put in work. But it's time to go ahead and advance to that offseason and see officially get started in the offseason. So we got to check out the players leaving. Who do we have leaving for our university? So Willingham is leaving. Marcelin's leaving. Hardy's leaving. Willingham is leaving. All 3 of those are projected to be drafted. 2 in the first round, which is Marcelin and Hardy. Willingham in the second. Then you got Gogan's leaving for graduation. Bennett leaving. Roe is leaving at center. Then we got Armstrong on our secondary leaving. Lawrence Johnson. Charquez Lee. Cunningham, right tackle. Paris Meeks, can't believe he only finished his career as an 82. Then you got Jackson leaving at 82. George Odom leaving. Williams leaving. And then Mike Wright III is leaving. So next up there's really nothing to do this week. So next up is time to advance and check out the draft results and see who exactly got drafted. Now, they showed the projection. We got 3 projected to be drafted. But let's see who exactly got drafted. Take a peek at that. And then we'll get into recruiting. So let's see. So, yep, just like they predicted, Marcelin and Hardy got drafted for the first round. And Duke Willingham went in the second round. And, yeah, so that's pretty solid, though. That's pretty solid. Given the fact that we started this dynasty rebuild. And we weren't able to get anybody in the draft at all. To be at this point where we got 2 first rounders and a second rounders, that's massive. That's massive for us. So we can't wait to see what the future holds. We got to get in this transfer portal and the offseason recruiting and see if we could fill these shoes of these other guys. So, but I'm gonna cut it right there. And we'll get into that on the next episode, because although this episode is really short, if I were to add week 1 of the transfer portal and recruiting, then this would be way longer than it should be. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it right there. As always, if you're here for the first time, or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with not only this Dynasty rebuild, but other college football 25 content as well. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. Till next time, peace.